Today on Tatooine Sky, we're going back to 1978, when many of you were kids and liked to rock and roll in the privacy of your own bedroom. And how do you do that? Well, with the Fisher-Price record player, or phonograph as some like to call it. This model came out in the late 1970s and actually sold through the early 80s. I believe this model is 825. Let's turn it around and see what we see in back. Okay, so here's the back. You have like 6 screws to secure the back compartment down. You have a little power cord which actually could wrap around here and you could carry it as place to place. But right here in back you see, let's see if I can zoom in, yeah, 825. So this model 825, 1978. Fisher-Price toys, etc. And let's see, you get a little warning label over here too. There's a 5T1, I guess, or 5TI. I'm not quite sure what that means. But let's turn her around and open her up and see what we have. Okay, as simple as popping the top off, and there you go, the turntable. You got the needle cartridge here. Let's see if I can zoom into the needle cartridge. I haven't cleaned the needle off, but you can see the needle cartridge here. You can actually order some replacements for this. They kind of just pull out and you could replace them. Pretty simple. Let's see, you have the volume control, and then you also have the power, 33 1/3 RPM and a 45 RPM. So it plays both records. It plays full-size records as well. So if you have one of those old Beatle 33s, that could actually play on this thing. For the 45s, you can pop up the center part for the larger hole that fits in and drop it just down there. We could go ahead and turn her on and see what we could see here. So let's just start it at 33s. There's a little bit of vibration. That's kind of coming from the door. I kind of readjust this and the vibration goes away. Some don't have that vibration, so I guess I'm just out of luck. But it does move pretty steadily, and then when you turn on to the 45 RPM, it speeds up, and so everything seems to be working. There's no mechanical, this doesn't move automatically, so you have to move by hand. But let's go ahead and play some records and see what this sounds like. And then what's more appropriate for a 1978 toy record player than Star Wars coming out in 1977. This movie changed my life. But this actually is a record story music set. It's kind of falling apart right now, but it has a little 33 1/3 RPM record there, and you could follow a story along. Basically the record reads the story with sound effects and you could just follow along. These were very popular in the day. But let's not just stop at Star Wars. We also have Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. We got all 3 here because it's not just one movie. It's a trilogy, man. That's what makes it great. But we'll go ahead and play Empire Strikes Back for now to see what this thing sounds like. Okay, and there you go. The record is in. You see Yoda right there. Now this is the typical size of a 45 record, but you don't see the larger hole. Plus it is a 33 1/3. It says so right there. So just because it's a smaller record doesn't mean that the RPMs are any different. So we'll go ahead and switch it to 33 1/3, and you can kind of see it going around. And then when you might not have noticed before, but 45s go a little bit faster, just like that. We'll go back to 33, and then we'll move the little lever. And on the lever, you see this little arrow right there. Well, that kind of shows you where the needle is, and you can kind of put it in the beginning of the record and see what this thing sounds like.
This is the story of The Empire Strikes Back. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear R2-D2 beep like this.
You could adjust the volume.
Let's begin.
Pretty good.
It was a dark time for the rebellion.
Dark time.
After the loss of the Death Star, the evil Galactic Empire intensified its efforts to crush the Rebel Alliance. Princess Leia and her small band of freedom fighters sought out the remote ice planet of Hoth for their new secret base.
I like this.
From atop a shaggy tauntaun, Commander
It's not bad for essentially a toy.
Well, girl, no
I wouldn't mind playing some Beatles or
It looks like we're safe for now.
maybe some Led Zeppelin on this thing. So let's go ahead and take it off. You just take it off nice and quietly. And then when you're done with that side, you just flip over the record. Some of you may not even know what records are or never played them, but you just flip it on to the next side and play that side and finish off the story. But this is a pretty nice little phonograph. And so if you ever get a chance or see these in the store, I would pick one up. Now I picked this one up, I'm trying to remember, probably for about $8, which is typical for this time. It had a few problems. Sometimes they're a little more expensive if they're perfect. Yeah, grab one of these up before they're all gone. They break with time and people are starting to scoop them up. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.